My name's Rupert Pleasant. I'm Managing Director of Praxis Fiduciaries in Geneva. We've been talking about a number of issues today that are pertinent to a lot of non-resident Indian families who I deal with. Our target markets, our traditional markets, have been Ghana, Nigeria. We also deal in Tanzania, Kenya, and Durban, South Africa. But we've also got a number of clients who are resident in Dubai and also obviously the UK res non-dom market, which is very large for us indeed. The trends we're seeing with these families at the moment is obviously families themselves being multi-jurisdictional. We've got sons and daughters in very, very different locations, properties and assets in each of those different locations. How do you control that? The secondly is obviously the handover of business interests. I was recently in Nigeria and I was talking to a client there, and first generation is import-export, second is import-export manufacturing, third is manufacturing. The fourth generation have been educated in the States and in the UK, and they have no interest in the family business. They have their own careers, they're successful in their own right. Why would they want to go back to Lagos again? So it's a problem. Increase in transparency, and obviously a lot of attacks on the so-called safe havens are causing issues at the moment. Why should I put my business in the Channel Islands? Why should I put my business in Switzerland? There's obviously a number of different questions to be answered there. And then finally is obviously uncertain economic markets. People are obviously traditionally looked at stock, shares, bonds, etc., but obviously are now looking for new asset classes. So the concerns are inheritance planning. How do they leave what to who? That's obviously a very big question, and a lot can come down to the law in the jurisdiction you're in, whether it be a civil law jurisdiction, a common law jurisdiction, Sharia law jurisdiction. It can also come down to economics if you're living in South Africa. There's exchange control there. Asset protection. Traditionally, divorce hasn't been at a very high rate within the Indian community. That is now changing. We've also got, as I say, the professional, the son and daughter, who may not need an inheritance. So from an asset protection point of view, maybe that skips a generation and goes to the grandchildren. Consolidation of assets with children in different jurisdictions. So again, there's a number of different concerns we can actually deal with. How do we actually deal with these concerns? The first is setting up a family office. Secondly would be private trust companies. One of the key factors we see with private trust companies is good corporate governance. I spoke at length on that during the conference. Multi-jurisdictional structures. We do everything through double taxation agreements. So again, let's say you're buying some property in Mozambique. You can do that efficiently by using a Dubai company. So again, we're looking at ways of actually mitigating tax. And finally, the property ownership structures. That has been a very popular asset class. Property, whether it be in the States, whether it be in the UK, whether it be in France, whether it be Germany, Dubai. Again, there's always issues to think of and how you can best structure that. The UK has obviously become more difficult than it was, but there are potential solutions out there. Anyway, thank you for your attention, and wishing you a good evening.